join on the two physical files or three physical files. So in the join logical file, for example, where it will be used, join logical file. For example, you have a employee file and you also have the salary file. Okay. In this employee file, you have a employee number and employee name and employee address. Okay. Let's assume you have this. And here you have a employee number and employee salary I have, and some employee mobile number I have. Okay. So now I wanted to prepare one file. I wanted to create a one file which should have the employee number, employee name, and employee salary and employee address. Okay. So for first file you don't have the employee salary. Okay. But second file, salary file, only have the employee salary information. So in that case, so I wanted to make a join on the employee file and salary file, and I wanted to get these four fields information wherever the employee number is matching, because in the both the files, what is my common field? Common field is employee number. Okay, the both the files have the employee number. So based on the employee number, I can get the salary, right? I can get the salary of the specific employee. Okay, so you can do the join operation on these two files. You can get the salary information. Okay, so basically how many types of join logical files? Okay, so we have three types of join logical file. Yesterday we discussed about the levels also, right, in the join logical file. So what are the levels we have in the join logical file? So first file level we have here, you can mention the unique keyword or FIFO. And record format level, you can mention here what are the files you wanted to join it here, like how many files and what are the file names you wanted to join it here. And here you can have the join level. So here whatever the files you mentioned, that position, here you, for example, here you mentioned the three files, 1 comma 2 comma 3 files. Okay, you wanted to join 1 and 3 files, so that you have to mention it here. Okay, if you wanted to join 1 and 2, that you have to mention it here in the join level. Next, J field level. J field level means what is the common field in the both the files. Okay, based on the which file you wanted to join those files. Okay, that you have to mention that field names here you mention. Okay, if for example my employee file has the EMP number, my salary file having the some number only. Okay, based on these two fields, I wanted to join those two files. Okay, next, after joining, what are the fields information I wanted to say? I wanted to say employee name, employee number, some employee address. So this is how you have to. These are the levels, and this is how you have to mention it. Okay. So let's see the bullet points about this. Okay. So giant logical file consists of the fields from the more than one physical file in the one record format. Okay. Here also you have the one record format. You don't have the multi-record format in the giant logical file. So giant logical file can only have the one record format. So we cannot update, delete the record into the physical file using the giant logical file. Okay. By using the single record format logical file, you can update the record into the physical file. But by using the join logical file, you cannot update, insert, or delete the record into the physical file, because join logical file have the more than one physical file, right? You cannot do the update operation because you have a more than one physical file. So if you wanted to do that, the system doesn't know which file needs to be updated. That is not possible by using the join logical file. But by using the single record format logical file, you can update, delete, or insert the record into the physical file. Okay, so that is the main difference, and this is also very very important thing. Okay, you should remember, you cannot update the record into the physical file. So the first file JLF primary file, another would be the secondary file, whatever you mentioned there. Okay, so J file, these are the one join logical file keyword. J file, here you have to mention the what are the files you wanted to join. Okay, joining files here. So joining files you have to mention it here. And join and J field, here you have to mention the which file, which fields are you wanted to join. Okay, join fields, which means common fields in the both the files, common fields. So next, J default value. J default value, it will be used for one another type of the join logical file. I'll explain that, but for now you can refer this J default value. So these are the some important keywords. So in join logical file, we have a inner join and natural join, which means you will get the matching record in the both the file. For example, you have a employee file. Okay. Also you have a salary file. Here you have a employee 1, 2, 3. Here you have a 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay. If I join these two files, which means by using inner join, okay, what records I will get in the both the files? What is the common records? 1 comma 2. Okay, so you will get only these two records if you use the join logical file, inner join. Okay, if you use the inner join, you will get only 1 comma 2. Okay, So that is a inner join. So left outer join, just take an example, same, you have a employee file, okay, and you also have a salary file. Here you have a 1 2 4 5 6, and here you have a 1 2 3 8 9, okay. If I if i do the left outer join and this both, okay, what I will get, left outer join I will use, you will get all the record from whatever the records are there here, employee file, you will get 1 2 4 8 6, everything you will get. But in the secondary file, what are the matching records are there, 1 comma 2, okay, only these two records will be there comes, okay. So you will get all the record from the primary file, and matching records of the secondary file you will get if you do the left outer join. If you do the inner join, you will get only 1 2 only, because you don't have other common entries, right? Okay, inner join in a sense you will get the matching record in the both the files. Left outer join is, it will give the all the record from the primary file and also matching records of the secondary file. Okay, so that is the left outer join. Next, self join, it is not that much important. If there is a file, you wanted to join that file itself, okay. In both the cases, employee file only, okay. You wanted to join that file itself, it is called self join, okay. We do the answer on the inner join and left outer join. Self join, it's up to yourself. If you wanted to explore it, you can do, okay. Self join is not that much important compared to left outer join and inner join. So this is some demo. Here you can see what we are doing. Here I have the one file called employee file, emp name, emp number, and emp address, okay. And here I have the salary file, I have a salary s number also called as a emp number, but here field name is difference, okay. Let's assume it is also be same kind of the employee number only, okay. So here the both the, what are the common fields here, you should not check with the field name. If I say what are the common fields, you should check with the length and data type. If you can see here 10a, okay, you don't have 10a here. Here you can see 5s0, okay. Here you have a 5s0, so you have a 5s0, okay. These two are the common fields. You don't have 10a here, okay. So when I say what are the common fields, you should not check with the field names. Field name can be anything, but you should check with the length and data type. So what are the fields in the employee file? What are the fields in the salary file having the same length and data type? Those are the common fields. Okay. So now here what I am doing, inner join. How do I know it is a inner join? Because you don't have any file level keyword. Okay. Here directly you can see record format. File level keyword, if there is a J default value, JDFTVAL, if this keyword is there at a file level, so then that is called, that is a what, left outer join, okay. Left outer join, we'll discuss why this keyword is required for the left outer join. So there is no default value at the file level, so it is a inner join. Here we are using the j file is using to join the, what are the files you wanted to join, here you have to mention, okay. So employee name and salary number. Here join level, you have to mention that file position, okay. It is the first position, it is the second position. Even if you have a third file here, you can mention is a 1 comma 3. At a time you can join only 2 files, you cannot join the 3 files. But in the j file you can declare the 3 files also, but in join level you have to give the only 2 files, 1 comma 2 or 2 comma 3, 1 comma 3, anything. So J field, what are the common fields here? It is having the 5s0. It is also having the 5s0. So employee number and salary numbers are the, S number is the common fields. I wanted to join based on this. So next you have to mention the, what are the fields information you wanted to see. I wanted to see employee name, employee number, address, and salary. Okay. So this is called a, this is a inner join. What is this inner join? So here what you will get, what are the matching records are there in the employee file and salary file, you will get only those matching records. So next, select and omit, right? Select and omit, we'll discuss it later. Okay, I think I don't have the here. So now it is an inner join, right? The same syntax for left outer join also, you can follow the same syntax. You can define the EMP name, number, and address here also. But what is only one difference is at file level you have to mention the J default value. So then it is the left outer join. Okay. So we'll do the answer on this join logical file. Then we'll go to the select and omit and some other concepts. Let me open AS400 and show you. Okay, so I go to the work MBR PDM I'll check. I already have the employee file, right? Employee file having what are the information I have, RQ, run query, enter. So I have some information 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. Okay. And I'll go and check my salary file as well. Salary file also having some information, right? Salary file does not have the any data. Okay, I'll create another salary file. So what I do, I'll just compile this. Okay. So I wanted to just check what are the information. EMP number again, here also EMP number is there. I wanted to change the field names here. Okay, instead of EMP name I wanted to put S name. Better I'll copy this. I'll mention salary 1. Okay, then I'll go here. I'm just changing the here information. Okay, field names, not length and data type. I just wanted to change the field names. Okay, S number, sal, month. Key field you can mention S number. Okay, so I don't want a unique keyword here. Just delete it. Just file it. 14 compare it. And I wanted to give some data here as one. Uh, Wait a minute. Page up. This employee. What is the information I have? I can take this. Okay. I try to give some matching records. Okay. First one number. Yes, you can give. Salary. I can give anything. Okay. Salary Manjan. Second. Salary. Salary Manjan. Option 3. 3 number here is, I don't want to give 3 here. Okay, I'll go with 5. You don't have 5, right? You can give 6 here. Prashant. Already I can give something, John. Enter. So then I'll give 11, some delete it as 01. Already something you can give, and it is a fair. And 12, you can give this name, right? This one. Plus 02. Salary you can give something. Yeah. Then I can give 20 and name something plus 05. So I can give much F3 enter. So you can go run query enter. So you can have the 1 2 6 11 12. So if I go what is the matching records are there 1 2 6. If you can see here also you have a 1, here also 2, and here also 6, but 11 12 20 it is not present in your employee file, but it is present in the salary file. So what will be the outcome if I do the inner join F6? Okay, so next join LF. I'm just giving join LF, and LF, it should be LF. And what do you have to give in IPLF and record format join LF, or what are the files I wanted to join? There you have to mention J file. In the J file I have to copy employee file comma salary 1 file. Okay, these two files I wanted to join, right? Yes. And next you have a join level. Here you no need to give anything. Just you have to give the join keyword. What are the files you mention in the J file, that the file positions you have to mention. I wanted to first position 1, which means the employee file, 2, which means the salary 1 file. 1 2 enter. Okay. So next what you have to, based on the which fields you wanted to join. Okay, so based on the what are the fields I have there, JFLD, I have a EMP number and S number. So these are the common fields. Actually these are having the common information. S number also nothing but employee number, but field name is different in the my salary file. Okay, eventually it is also kind of employee number only, enter. So now what you have to do, you mention the J file, what are the files needs to be joined. In the join level you mention the file positions. In J field you given the based on which field you wanted to join. Now what are the information you wanted to see? I wanted to see the EMP name and EMP number, and I wanted to name Sal and Sal MON. Okay, Sal and Sal MON from where you are getting, this is a salary file. Okay, Sal MON. That's it. So this is the inner join because you don't have the J default value keyword at file level. So which means it is the inner join. So if I compile this, file it, and where is there here. Okay, if I compile this, it will be compiled. If you do run query, R key is a shortcut, right? You can use a run query star n as well, enter. So what information you will get? 126. Why you are getting only 126? Because in the employee file have a 126 and salary file also have a 126. Employee file other than 126, that is also having 8 9 10 those records, but those records are not present in the salary file. And salary file also having that what 11 20 or records, but those records are not present in the employee file. So finally which output you will get if you do the inner join? The both the files having the common information, what are the common records are there, only you will get those records. If you can see here, what is the common records in the employee file? Here you have a 1 is there, 2 is there, 6 is there, but 4 7 8 9 10 3, these are not present in the salary file. So that is why these records will not come. You will get only common records, that is 1 to 6. Okay, so this is what, this is inner join. Okay, what is the left outer join? I'll simple copy this one. Okay, so and I'll go, or I'll take option 2. What I will do, I'll just add only file level keyword called J default value. Okay, JDFTVAL. Okay, then this will be become the left outer giant. What is a left outer giant? So what is the primary file here I have? So the first file is employee file. So you have to get all information from the employee file. And what are the matching records there in the salary file? That information also you have to get it. Okay. So if you compile this and run query, what you will get, see, RQ enter. So you got the all the information from the employee file, right? So employee file have the all this information, you got it. And in the secondary file, what are the matching records are there? You have a 2 is a matching record, that is why you got a salary and salary month information. And you also have the 6 is the matching record, that is why you got a salary and salary month information. So you have a first record as well, that is why you got a salary and salary month information. The other records are populated as a 0 and the salary month as a blank. Why? Because these records are not there in the salary file. That is why by default the numeric values are populated as a 0. What is the character data type as a populated as a blank? Okay, how it is populated as a 0 and blank? That is why we given the J default value. What the J default value do, what is the functionality of that keyword? If there is any matching records, it's fine, you will get the matching information for the all these four fields like employee name, number, and salary and month. If there is no matching records, you have to give the default values. If it is a numeric data type, you have to give as a 0. If it is a character data type, you have to give as a blank. So that J default keyword will take care of the non-matching record, okay, populating the default values. So that is why we use at file level J default value. Okay, this is the inner join and this is the left outer join. Okay, hope you guys can clear. We also discuss about the, so as I said, we can update the record by using the single record format logical file, but you cannot update the record by using the join logical file. For example, here you can see what is there, RQ enter. So this is which, this logical file is derived from the employee file. So now what I will do, I'll take UD I'm taking on the which logical file. Okay, so I'm taking UD against the, UD means update data, taking against the what logical file, single record format logical file. Why it is a single record format logical file? You have only P file, only one physical file is mentioned here. That is why it is a single record format logical file. If you take UD and take F10, give some any employee information. Okay, some employee name test09, enter, and take F3, enter. Now go and run query on the your employee file. Okay, this is the employee file, right? RQ enter, enter. So this test09 is inserted into the employee file. Okay, so we can insert and update and delete data by using the single record format logical file. So now what I am going to do, I'll also perform the UD by using the join logical file. So this is your join logical file, right? I take UD. So you cannot specify join database file. Okay, you cannot update, insert or delete the data by using the join logical file. Okay, the one more concept is pending here, select and omit. Okay, select and omit we can use the any logical file, either you can use for join logical file or non-join logical file. So I'll show the demo on the non-join logical file. Here what are the things you have here, you can see you have 2 4 5 6. So I wanted to select the record which are greater than 5. I wanted to make one select criteria at file level. I just wanted to select the records which are greater than 5. So what you can do, you can just go and add the select criteria. So here employee address I don't want. Okay, here what is, we have a IPLF select criteria, you have to give the S, and where you on which field you wanted to apply it, employee number, and here you have to mention COMP, I guess. In Yes, COMP. Let me see in my PPT what is there in select. Select criteria basically in logical file, select and omit used to specify the records that should be included or excluded from the file. Select keyword specify the record that should be included in logical file because which records you wanted to select it. And omit is which record you wanted to exclude it, which record you wanted to avoid it. Okay. So that is the one. And here you can use CMP. Okay. See compare GT5, I guess. Okay, greater than 5, I'm just mentioned CMP compare GT5. Let's see whether it is compile or not. File level employee 114, compile it. When you do the run query, enter. So what are the records you got? You got only greater than 5 records. Okay, this is how you can do the select criteria. Select level you can mention after key field level. So that is the syntax. Okay, after key field level only you have to mention the select criteria. So now if I wanted to omit, what you can do, you can just mention wo here instead of yes, you can mention wo, that will be the omitted. Omitted means what are the greater than 5 records are there, I don't want to show, I wanted to exclude them. If you can do run query, enter. So you can see you got only 2341. So this is a select and omit criteria. Okay, hope you guys are understood. The one more thing, so I think so far no one asked that question, like how we can for example you writing the DDS, I don't know, I might be do the some mistake, I might given the some syntactical error. Is there any way to check, is there any log you can see in the file to check? Okay, so for that what I will do, you have a employee, not employee, so I'll copy this employee file. Okay, employee 5 I mentioned. So what I'll do, I'll do some mistake here. Okay. So here what I do, EMP number is there, right? EMP MOB I mentioned. Okay. So basically EMP MOB, this is a wrong. Why? Because in the key field level you have to mention what are the fields you defined in the field level. I defined in the field level EMP name, number and address only. But EMP MOB I have not defined. Okay. So if I wanted to I know that. So while doing the compile, you will get some errors in DDS like this. You usually get if there is any syntactical error, if there is anything wrong in your DDS, you usually get this DDS error. Okay. In this case, so basically you go and check the source. Okay. So for example, here you have only 4 and 5 fields. You can find out easily that EMP MOB is the issue because that is not there in the my field level. What if you have a 20 25 fields? You cannot go and check each and field is there or not. It might be the wrong. Okay, so is there any way to check what is exact error? So for that you have to go to the work SPLF command, WRK SPLF, enter. So this is a work spool file. What is a spool file? Whatever you do the compilation, everything by default the AS400 will generate the one log file called spool file. Okay, in that spool file you can check what is the error of that file. Okay, why it is not compiled, what would be the error. So you can check that in the spool file. So now you are in the spool file area, you have a many spool files here. How do you know what is your latest spool file? For that you have to go to the bottom. So you can take page down until unless you get in the bottom. For example, you have a mini spool file. You wanted to directly go to the bottom. You can take Shift F6. Shift F6 is directly go to the bottom. So here you can see, right, bottom. So this is our bottom, and this is our latest spool file. Always the latest spool files are at bottom, okay, at last. So now you can take option 5 here to see the log, okay. So here is all the information. You wanted to go see the error, right? So you can go page down and you can check the error. But directly again you can go to the bottom, and control you can take B, hit and enter, it goes to the bottom. Here clearly you can see the message, right? CPD 7946, key field name not found in the record format. Okay, key field name not found in the record format. So that is the error. So that you can go and check, okay, key field name not there in the record format, innocence, the key field name not present in the this record format level, field level. Okay, so that is the issue. What you can do here, you can mention emp number, enter, F3, enter. You can now compile it, it will be compiled. Okay, this is how you can check the DDS errors in the spool file. Okay, so if you wanted to make one more mistake, anything, that is also you can do. What you can do, I am not specifying. I mentioned the yes, I am not mention the how many decimal positions are there. Still it will be compiled. Yes, it is compiling. Yeah, try to do some mistake and try to find out it. Okay, this is a one example I just given the key field level. And if there is anything such a way, you can do that. That is how you basically check the errors. So that is a spool file. Okay, and the cpyf will discuss it later. Cpyf is basically this command is copy data between the two physical files. Okay, let's assume you have a physical file 1 and physical file 2. You wanted to copy the data from one physical file to another physical file. Okay, how you can do that? By using cpyf command you can do that. So let's go. You have it, just now we created the employee file, right? Employee file. If you do the rq, enter, so you don't have any information in the employee 5 file. Okay, but you have information in the employee 1 file, right? Employee 1 having the, just go to the employee 1, rq, enter, enter. So you have a employee 1 having the, see, the one more thing you have to understand here, rq, enter, enter. So this is having the 2456 and 119. Okay, so here having the employee 1 having the information, employee file. Here which you file you mentioned, employee file only, right? Exactly. So if I do run query here, since we applied the select criteria, only we have these files. Okay, so now I wanted to copy the data from employee file to employee file. Employee file does not have the any data. I don't want to insert the manually. I wanted to do that by using the cpyf command. So by using cpyf, you can mention cpyf, take F4. Here you can mention the employee file, and here you have to mention the employee file. You can also mention the library names. For example, sometimes in the real time you wanted to copy the data from one library to another library file. In that case, you have to explicitly mention from which library to which library file you wanted to copy. The most of cases will copy the data from production to testing or testing to development. So here first you have to from which file you wanted to copy, from where you wanted to copy, on which. Okay, so here you can see the member also. For example, the first file is having any members, multi-member physical file. You wanted to copy the first member data into the this of first member, you can mention that member names also. So from which member to which member you wanted to copy. Okay, so how, either you wanted to add the record, replace the record. Let's assume the employee file already having the some records. Whatever the records are you are copying right now, you wanted to add it in the employee file, then you can give the add. No, I don't want to add, I wanted to replace employee file completely with employee file information, then you can go with the star replace. Currently the employee file does not have the any records, I am going with the replace option. So do you want to create the file? No, employee file already present in my system, right? I don't want to create that file. So that way you mention the create file is a star no. Okay, the one more parameter you usually have here is the, so do you have to perform any checks, because or they have any field difference. For example, employee file have the 5 fields or employee 5 have the 6 fields. Do you have like that? We don't have like that, right? We copy the source of employee file only. So We don't have like that, right? Here you have to mention the format option is the no check, star no check. If there is any difference like that, you have to use a star map and drop. Okay, we can do that also. Star no check, just hit and enter. You can see 10 records copied into the copied from member employee. So now you can do the run query and employee file. So you have the records. So employee address is not coming here. Why it is not coming? Not sure. Employee address having, okay, it is a 10s0. It is an invalid data type, right? Invalid data type. So that is why it is populated as a wrong data. But in the employee file, it is having the text, right? So basically it is wrong. It is still copied, but what you can do, make it as a. So now you can compile it. So now you can do the run query. You don't have any data. Now what I will do, I'll do the cpyf, same command which I run. cpyf, I'm copying from employee to employee file. I'm not creating any file. Okay, just enter. So 10 records are copied. Now you can go and do the run query, enter. So you can see all the information is copied. Okay, so what I will do now, I'll perform the cpyf only. Here this time employee 6 file is not there, right? We are not created any dds of employee 6. We are not created anything. Employee 6 is not present in my system. Okay, but I wanted to copy and I wanted to create as a employee 6 file. In that case, you can use a CRT file. Create file is the star yes here. Okay, if there is no file in the system, the cpyf command, what it will do, it copy the data and create object. It's not create the member is nothing but source. It not create the member, but it creates the object, employee 6 object. If you hit an enter, employee 6 is created. Employee 6 is not here, not there in the work mbr pdm. If you can see, you don't have the employee 6. But if you do work obj control v, you have the employee 6. Okay, this is the employee 6. So you can do the run query and employee 6, run query star and control v. So you have the information. By cpyf, you can copy the data from one existing file to another existing file. And second scenario, you can copy the data from one existing file to, you can also create the new file by copying the data, and you can also create the new file. So this is the another scenario. But what if I copy the data? For example, it is a logical file. So you use the, what is the, now you copied the data from physical file. Work obj employee 6 is created as a, you copy the data from physical file, the attribute also pf. What if I copy the data and create a new file by using create a new file for logical file? Okay, so what I will do, I'll just do the cpyf. Instead of using the physical file, I mention the logical file here. Okay, employee. Now I wanted to create a new file, employee 7. Okay, now see the difference what we'll do. Okay, just do the work obj employee 7. What it is created, actually you copied the data from logical file, you created a file by using the cpyf, but you can say attribute is a pf. So that is the main difference. Okay, so that is the main drawback of the cpyf. If you creating the new file from the physical file, it will be created as a physical file, that is fine. But if you are copying the data from logical file and you are trying to create a new file, it also creating as a physical file. Okay, that is a drawback. So here you can see everything. You can do the data also be presented and everything, but so it will be created as a logical file only. Okay, so this is the main difference. And you can also you can try with the cpyf different scenarios. Okay, and these are the some difference between the physical file and logical file. What is a physical file? Will having only single record format. You can use a crtpf command to create the physical file. Physical file can exist alone. And here you can see the logical file will be created by using this crtlf. Logical file cannot exist independently, it always depends on the physical file. So you can create up to 32 record formats in the logical file, but in the physical file you have only single record format. So we can update by using the single record format logical file, but we cannot update by using the multi-record format logical file. We cannot update by using the join logical file. Okay,